Hey, what's going on? This is Minister Gold. This is another mix-up tutorial. In this tutorial, I will show you how to make a Guess That Pokemon Redeem. Yeah, it's really fun. It's nostalgic. It's like the 90s cartoon where you have the silhouette of the Pokemon and then you have to guess what the Pokemon is, and yeah, it'll keep track of your accuracy rate. Yeah, let me show you an example.
Who's that Pokemon?
Okay, so 30 seconds. Take your best guess. Which Pokemon is this? I don't know which one it is. I just know a lot of my chat loves Pokemon. I only know like the first 150. And when I say no, maybe like 80, 90% 150 Pokemon. But yeah. So at this time, you would type in !A space, the Pokemon name, and yeah, I don't know. Dragonmon. I don't know. I'm making up a name. I don't know what it is. Cobalion. Okay. Sorry, sometimes Brian gets cut off, but yeah, there it is. Cobalion. Okay, so I will show you how to make that, and in chat you see this. So it has the Pokemon, their number, their name, what kind of Pokemon they are, and one of their moves. And if I type in pokeacc, it'll show my accuracy rating, which is very low because I am not good at this. But yeah, so this is the redeem. Yeah, let me show you how to make it. Okay, if you find these tutorials helpful, please leave a like and subscribe for more mix-it-up videos. If you'd like to talk with me about gaming, mix-it-up, Twitch, life in general, please follow me at twitch.tv/miniaturegold. Alright, so first go to the menu, look at the top left, go to the About section, see which version we're on. We're on 1.3.0.5. Okay, first thing you need to do is let's go to currency. We're going to make two currency types. Okay, so we're making a currency to track attempts. That is, this is the number of times that a person has ever tried to answer the Guess That Pokemon Redeem. And Pokemon accuracy is for every one they've gotten correct. Okay, so go to add currency / rank, name it Pokemon attempts, and then another one for Pokemon accuracy. We'll set the acquisition rate to disabled for both. Save it. It's going to make you some commands and make all those commands. Okay. Okay, so now we'll go to commands. I'll show you my Pokemon command. Okay, so name Pokemon, trigger Pokemon, user permissions, streamer, and moderator. Okay, now when this Pokemon redeem starts, I have a special identifier called pokeactive. So go to the drop down, go to special identifier, add it, and set it to true, set it to global usable. And the reason why I've set it to true and the reason why we're using it is because I want to make it so that users can only answer a Guess That Pokemon if this redeem is happening. I don't want them to try to use the command when it's not active. So we'll get into the answer command later. But yeah, so I set this to true. And you'll notice at the very bottom, we're setting it to, let's see, where is it? Over here, we set it to false. We'll get to that later, but yeah, that's so after it's over, they cannot answer the questions after like the redeem is over. Okay, we're gonna ignore this. If you're running, like, if you see anything that's turned off, it's because recently there was like a thing with Ice using the 90s Pokemon intro, so this is just me clarifying that. This is not related to Ice, it's just a cool Pokemon thing. But you don't have to have that if you don't want to. Okay, so over here, I have a Pokemon counter. So go to the special, go to the drop down, go to counter, add it. call it Pokemon, save to file, and at first you'll want to set it. You just set it to 0. So hit the play button, and then set it back to update 1. You're setting it to 0 just to create the counter. Okay, next here we have a special identifier. Go to drop down, go to special identifier, and then add it. I'm calling it pokename, and for the value, it's $sign random number 1025, 1025. Make it globally usable, make it a math expression. The reason why we're doing this is later when we are retrieving Pokemon, this will allow us to pull a random Pokemon between 1 and 1025. And to my knowledge, 1025 is the like current number of Pokemon. Okay, next we're gonna add a web request. Okay, I'll supply this URL in the description. But this is an API for Pokemon. Make sure for the dropdown for the response processing type, you set it to JSON to special identifiers. And yeah, just make sure you copy these. I have oh, I'm in the way. Let's see where I move myself. Okay, so I have 6 of these. No, 7 of these. So yeah, just make sure you copy exactly what I put here. So forms backslash, is that a backslash? The one that goes like this. Backslash 0 backslash name will give you the name of the Pokemon. Simply putting ID will give you the ID of the Pokemon. Sprites backslash other backslash home backslash front underscore default will give you the URL for the image. Cries backslash latest will give you the sound for the Pokemon. The pokecry is what I'm calling it. Types backslash 0 backslash type backslash name will give you the first type of the Pokemon. Types backslash 1 backslash type backslash name will give you the second type if there is one. If there's not a second type, it's gonna just give you the name of your whatever you call the special identifier. And then for the last value, abilities backslash 0 backslash ability backslash name is the ability. The one ability. I would list more abilities, but some only have one listed, so I'm only going to list one ability. And this is just so like I can have a way of like remembering like, okay, what's unique about this Pokemon? What does it do? Stuff like that. So for each of these are the respective names I gave it. So for the name, pokename. For the ID, pokeID. For the image, pokeImg, IMG. For the cry, pokecry. For the type, poketype 1. For the second type, poketype 2. And then for the ability, just pokeability. But you can call it whatever you want. But it'll be easier for you if you call it the same thing as me. Okay, next drop down. Okay, so I have a message. There's a chat message. Add it. And it just says use exclamation point A space brackets Pokemon to guess the Pokemon. So you're putting exclamation point A, your Pokemon guess, like space, your Pokemon guess, to guess what the Pokemon is. And we'll get into that later. I'll show you the answer command after we finish going over this command. Okay, so whatever the poke name is, we're saving it to a special identifier. So go to the drop down, go to special identifier, add it. We'll put in poke name here. We're saving $ poke name to poke name. Now, if you're wondering why are you saving the exact same special identifier to the exact same special identifier, that's because inside the web request, this is not globally usable. So by saving the value of pokename to the same variable but make it globally usable, we can use it anywhere. Okay. All right. So we'll get into this later, but the Pokemon specifically are on a different overlay. The reason why the Pokemon are a different overlay is so I can apply a filter that makes them entirely black to give you the effect of like the 90s cartoon where they're like, guess that Pokemon, they make the entire thing black, then you come back after the commercials and you see what the Pokemon is. If you put the Pokemon image on the same overlay as like let's say your alerts, that means it'll make your alerts like just completely black as well. So that's why we're separating the Pokemon image from the rest of your overlays. But yeah, so over here, um, I'm going to source filter visibility. I have a an overlay called MIU Pokemon with a filter name called black, setting it to visible. Okay, so let's go over the filter right now. Let me show you. So here is my, let's see, Pokemon's up here. Okay, here's Pokemon. My mouse is on it. I'll right click, go to filters. You see I have a filter called black with capital B. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the brightness and putting it all the way to 0. That's all you have to do. Um, and if you're wondering how to make another overlay, to do that, here, let me save my command and then I'll show you. To make another overlay, go to the menu, the gear icon on the top left, or sorry, top right rather. Go to overlays, type in the name of your next overlay, add it, and that's how you add it. Copy this, go to your overlay scene or wherever it is that you keep your overlays. And then click on the plus sign, add a browser source, call it whatever you find suitable. Then add your overlay URL to here. I set it to 1920 by 1080 to take up the entire screen. Okay, let's get back to the command. Okay, so yeah, so this will add the black filter to your Pokemon. Okay, then I have a Who's That Pokemon video. Now, I want you to know that for this part, what I did was I went to YouTube. I typed in Who's That Pokemon. You can go type in Who's That Pokemon template. Yeah, this one, V2, and I downloaded it. I went to YouTube to MP4. I'm not sure which one I used. One of these will convert it to an MP4. Maybe, probably, I think this one, either this one or Y2 Mate. But not only did I download it, also this one's fine too. Not only did I download it, I extended it. I extended it so people had more time to guess the Pokemon. Um, I'm putting the entire command, including the video, in my Ko-Fi. But if you just want the video, I would say just join my Discord and I'll post it there. But yeah, so I play it at 100% volume, I guess. Okay. For the position, I set it to 75 for the X position and 25 for the Y position. And that gets it to the top right. It takes up like a quarter of the screen. If you want it to be smaller than that, then play with the width and make it smaller. Oh yeah, and to make a video, to add a video, go to the drop down, go to overlay, add it, and just change this type, the action type, to video here. Okay, now next, after the video plays, I have a wait action. Go to the drop down, go to wait, add it. Set for 1 second. Okay, this is set to 1 second because if you don't put 1 second, then the Pokemon image will show up before the video has finished, like launching the Pokeball and like exploding. So I'm adding a second of wait time just to give time for the Pokeball to show up and like explode, so that I can time it with revealing the the at this time hidden Poke image. Okay, so for the image, go to the drop down, go to overlay, add it, set this up, set this to be image for the type. Oh yeah, set the overlay endpoint to MIU Pokemon, so that when you apply the filter, it'll have the black filter on your Pokemon. Set the duration of the Pokemon to 44 seconds, so 30 seconds for the timer, or 35 seconds for the timer rather, and then 10 seconds for the revealing of the Pokemon. For the image file path slash URL, put the $pokeImg, which you got from the web request. And then I set the width to 1,000 pixels. My overlay is kind of messed up, so 500 might suffice for you. For the position, it's set to percentage for the type and 65 for the X position and 20 for the Y position. So for me, that gets to be right on the Pokeball. But you may have to make some adjustments, I don't know. Okay, so here I have another, I have the timer here. So go to the drop down. Again, it's overlay images and videos, add it. And I chose timer for the type. I set it to 35 seconds. I set it to a font size of 96, but you may be able to just set that to half that size, like to 48. Change the font name if you want to. Set the font color to yellow for my case. And then for the position, it's the percentage type with an X position of 76 and a Y position of 58. No animation on it. And immediately after that, we have a wait action, also of 35 seconds. So go to the drop down, add the wait, add it 35. Okay, now after the wait timer, we are turning off the pokeactive special identifier, meaning nobody can answer now. Okay, so go to the drop down, add a special identifier, add it, set pokeactive, all lowercase, to false, make it globally usable. And we're turning, as soon as the timer runs out, we're also turning the black filter off. We are revealing the Pokemon. So go to the drop down, add a streaming software action. And yeah, source filter visibility, MIU Pokemon, set the black filter name to not visible. Again, capital B, because case does matter. We're putting in a chat message. And what I put is Pokemon. I can also post this in the description if you want. Pokemon space hash $ pokeID, so the number Pokemon, colon $ pokename is a $poketype dash $poketype2 Pokemon. Period. One of its moves is pokeability. $pokeability. Period. Okay, and that'll give a little information on whatever Pokemon we pull, so we can also learn about the Pokemon. And then we will talk about this later, but basically what this is doing is this is grabbing every correct user and telling them, hey, good job, you got the question right. We'll come back to this after I go over the answer, but just know that this is a file read and write action. It's read each line from file. We'll come back to this later, but don't add it yet. But it appears after. It's two after the turning the black filter off. So remember that. Okay, we're adding a sound action. And here we will just add $pokeCry. So this will play the cry of the Pokemon. I set that volume to 30%. After the sound, we have a wait of 1 second. So this is to allow time for the Pokemon video to like finish. Because after this, we have Brian. And sometimes this works. Sometimes it cuts off a little bit. I don't know what to do about that to get it to not cut off. Maybe you can make the time wait longer. Maybe that would help. Make it 1.5 or 2 seconds. We could try it. And here you're running a command, a Brian command if you have one, and you're supplying the $pokename to it. And so what that does is, at the end of the video, they say, what's that Pokemon? It's, and then after it's, Brian will say the name of the Pokemon. Okay, and after Brian says the Pokemon, we are clearing a file that has the names of all the users who got the answer correct. So we're going read each line from file. We have a Pokemon correct users text file. We're just giving the special identifier any name, and we're removing a random line from file inside here. For every line that it reads, we're saying remove random line, and that'll remove all the lines from the file. but we haven't gone over answering the questions yet, so we'll go over that after we're done with this command. Let's go over answering the question now. So save. We'll go to Pokemon answer, is what I called it. Now the chat trigger is just A with the exclamation point. So just to make it easy to provide an answer. No limitation who can use it. So at the very beginning, we're adding a consumable action, and it's the Pokemon attempts, and we're adding it to whichever user uses exclamation point A. This will keep track of how many times they've tried to answer who's that Pokemon. And then let's see, this is a special identifier. The drop down, add a special identifier. And we're calling this pokeanswer. And I'm using two lower dollar. So all lowercase, two lower, open parentheses, $ arg1 text, close parentheses, and this is to make it so that whatever they type in, whatever case they type it in, it'll always go to lowercase. In case when we check for a correct answer, it cares about what the case is. We always make it lowercase, so that's not going to make a difference. Okay, this is a conditional. Go to the drop down, add a conditional. Okay, for the first value, it is $arg1 text equals pokename. So if the answer that they provide is the exact same thing as the name of the Pokemon. Okay, add another clause here, $pokeactive equals true. They can only answer if there's currently a redeem happening. So within here, we're adding a file read and write action. And over here, we're adding the user display name. That is the name of the person using the command. We're adding them to the Pokemon correctuser.txt file. So it's keeping track of every user who got the question correct. And then we're adding a consumable action within this conditional. And we're selecting the Pokemon accuracy currency. We're adding 1 to that user to keep track of this answer that they got correct. This is another conditional. And this is checking if $pokeactive equals false. If it is, they will be given a chat message that says, sorry at user display name. You need to redeem who's that Pokemon channel reward first. So that, yeah, they can't answer while the redeem isn't happening. And we're letting them know that. Okay, save. Okay, there's one more command I have to show you, and it is called Pokemon accuracy. That is to keep track of how many redeems there have been, how many questions a person has answered in total, and how many they have gotten correct. Okay. So the name is Pokemon accuracy, but the chat trigger is pokeacc, no spaces. Let's see. So this is a special identifier. Go to the drop down, add a special identifier. Okay, I just call this pokecorrectness just to keep it different from pokeaccuracy in case there's a conflict there. I set it to globally usable and a math expression. And for the value, we have round, open parentheses, $target user Pokemon accuracy. So it's going to get how many they've gotten correct for that specific user using this command, divided by $user Pokemon attempts. It'll get how many times they've attempted to answer a question. Then close the first parentheses times 100, and then close the second parentheses, and this will give you the percentage that the user has gotten correct. I'll also post this in the description if that helps you. And then for the chat message, at $display name, you answered how many they've gotten correct out of how many they answered. So $target user Pokemon accuracy and $target user Pokemon attempts. period. That's a hit rate of pokecorrectness percent. So it's some 2-digit or even 3-digit number if they got 100%. There have been a grand total of $9 Pokemon redeems. All right, I didn't go over what the all correct users thing is doing. So this is a file read and write action. Go to drop down. Click on file read and write. Add it. This is right after. This is again after the Pokemon Black filter is turned off, and it's above the sound action. Change the action subtype for the file read and write action to read each line from file. Make sure you've created a Pokemon correct users.txt file and select that file. We'll call the special identifier pokecorrect. Within that, we're adding a chat message. And we're saying GG's at pokecorrect. So it's going through the file and it's checking every correct user. And for every correct user that has in that file, it's saying GG's at pokecorrect. You guessed correctly. Exclamation point pokeacc to check your hit rate. And that's it. So that's how we let every user know that they got that answer correct. Or got the Pokemon guess correct. Okay, yeah, that is pretty much it for the command. If that was a lot to follow, I'm gonna leave this in. I'm gonna put all this in Ko-fi. Whatever verbiage I used, I'll post that in the description. And yeah, I'll have the video on Ko-fi. But if you want to get the video for me for Pokemon, then I will make it available in my Discord. Just ask me to join my Discord, and I'll give you the link. I'm not posting it in my description because that's how I get a lot of bots. I don't want bots, so just ask me and I'll give you the link. Okay. If you have any questions, you have any confusion about all this, please let me know. Hope you find it valuable. I hope you and your community have fun with it. Thanks for watching. Please follow me on twitch.tv/miniaturegold. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more mix-up tutorials like these. All right, see ya.